vamos a tener para ti, para darle bienvenida al sábado y ayúdanos hoy y siempre. Oramos en nombre de Cristo Jesús. Amén.
Pueden tomar asiento, you guys can take a seat. So, vamos a empezar con el servicio de cantos, así que únanse con nosotros en alabanza. Nuestro primer himno va a ser himno 77, Sea Exaltado.
Sea exaltado el Señor, exaltado en cielo y tierra. Sea exaltado por siempre, exaltado su nombre. Alabaré. Dios sin igual, para siempre reinará. Su creación se alegra en adorarlo. Sea exaltado el Señor por mi vida también.
Nuestro próximo himno va a ser Corazones Siempre Alegres.
Corazones siempre alegres, rebosando gratitud, somos los que a Dios amamos, redimida juventud. Siempre alegres vamos todos, llenos de felicidad. Hermosísimo es el camino hacia la eternidad. Dios nos guía de la mano, nos ampara su poder, es su brazo poderoso y nos quiere defender. Siempre alegres vamos todos, llenos de felicidad. Hermosísimo es el camino hacia la eternidad. Si en la lucha desmayamos o nos sitúa la maldad, con su gracia nos anima, nos levanta su bondad. Siempre alegres vamos todos, llenos de felicidad. Hermosísimo es el camino hacia la eternidad. Con sus fuerzas llevaremos muy gozosos nuestra cruz. Victoriosos cantaremos en la gloria de su luz. Siempre alegres vamos todos, llenos de felicidad. Hermosísimo es el camino hacia la eternidad.
Muchas gracias por acompañarnos en este corto servicio de canto. So, ahora les voy a pasar con el director de enrollment de nuestra escuela, el señor Archie.
Feliz sábado. All right. Mi nombre es Jonathan David Archie, and it is an honor, muy contento to be here aquí, and we definitely are going to give you an experience of a lifetime. And we have with us the students from Union Springs Academy. Anyone heard of Union Springs Academy? Sí or no? All right. You've been there? Oh, you've seen it. Okay. Well, we are here in flesh now. and we have our students here to give God glory through giving biblical lessons, through the skits that were written by previous students of our school. So we pray that you are blessed. And before we do that, we love to just give you a little introduction by introducing our students here and also the staff. So again, I am Mr. Archie. And so I would love for Union Springs students to come to the front so that we can just introduce ourselves to First Cleveland SDA.
Good night, I'm Kezia and I'm from Brazil.
Hello, I'm Milena, I'm from Brazil.
My name is Kayla and I'm from Syracuse, New York.
I'm Anna and I am from Geneva, New York.
My name is Christina and I'm from the Czech Republic.
Mi nombre es Heidi y yo soy de Poughkeepsie, New York y estoy un freshman.
Mi nombre es Yuli y yo estoy en el 11 grado y soy de Poughkeepsie, New York.
Olá, meu nome é Eliakim. My name is Eliakim.
My name is Marcos and I'm from Brazil.
My name is Nicholas and I'm from Brazil.
My name is Jordan and I'm from Brazil as well.
My name is Delphin. I'm from Rochester, New York.
I'm Jessica. I'm from New York.
My name is Muhiri. I'm from Utica, New York.
My name is Asha and I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
My name is Tiana. I'm from Long Island, New York.
Hola, me llamas Rachael and I am a junior.
Hola, me llamas Andy and I'm a junior.
Hi, my name is Ava and I'm a junior. I'm from Syracuse, New York.
Hola, mi nombre es Johnny y soy de Nueva York.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth. I am a freshman and I'm from Quechee, Vermont.
Hi, I'm Kira. I'm in 10th grade and I'm from Union Springs.
Hi, I'm Acacia and I'm from Poughkeepsie, New York.
Hi, my name is Anne. I'm from Burundi. I'm a junior.
Hi, my name is Sandrine and I'm from Rwanda.
Hi, my name is Vinny and I'm junior.
My name is Amal. I'm a 10th grader from Brooklyn, New York.
Hola, me llamo Caleb. I'm a 10th grader and I'm from Maine.
I'm Aaron. I'm from Brooklyn.
Okay, so we're trying to get our Spanish up, all right? All we know is Feliz Sábado and me llamo. But we'll get better. And that's because we teach Spanish at our school. But we also allow the students to interact with, students from all other parts of the world, as you heard just now. Besides that, we also have our staff. They probably don't know how to speak Spanish, but we have our we have our drama director, Mr. Dunham, right here in the front, and he'll actually be leading and orchestrating today's skits. So, Mr. Dunham. We also have the superintendent of the New York Conference, Mr. Burgart, right there. He said hello. And we also have the Director of International Affairs, Gail Thomas, Ms. Thomas in the back there. All right, and that is all. And we just pray that you are blessed. And, oh, how could I forget? And we also have a girls' assistant dean, Dean Kayla. All right. Okay, so we will move right ahead into the program, Act in Faith.
Well, Feliz Sábado. That's about it. No, muy bien, muy mal. And I can count to about 20. Then I'm done. But no, it is so good to be with you tonight. What a lovely church you have. I love this high ceiling. It's really awesome. So thank you so much for having us tonight as we start the Sabbath together. The kids are going to get sick of hearing this. I taught in Dayton for 14 years, so I love Ohio. We miss Ohio very much. We used to come up to Columbus, we used to come up to Cleveland, and so we're well familiar with this. So it's just going to be a fun night together, but hopefully we all learn more about God. Hopefully we leave here tonight with some thoughts of how to get closer to God, because that's what it's all about. That's why I do drama, is to lead people closer to God, because I believe with all my heart that time is short, and we need to every day be growing closer to God and further away from craziness of the world. So I'll come up and introduce each skit, and also we're going to have music in some different languages tonight. So I'll introduce those also. So it'll kind of be a skit and then a song and so on and so forth. So this first skit, it's a longer one, and the problem with getting old, you forget when things happen. So at some point, I wrote this skit, but I couldn't tell you when it was. It was a long time ago, I do know that. And I was going through a time, I was thinking about heaven, thinking about eternity, and I love heaven. It's one of my favorite subjects. But at the time, I was thinking about eternity, and it kind of made me nervous, thinking about time that would never, ever end. Because we're so used to coming to a stopping point, and so thinking about time. So I kind of had those thoughts, then it just kind of started writing this, and lo and behold, we get a character named Sarah who has a dream where she is very dissatisfied with heaven because it doesn't look like she thought it would. So that's what you're going to be seeing in this first skit. And just like I need to get all my people that are in it. Okay. So it is, yeah, it's called One Night I Dreamed of Heaven. And the people that are in it are Kira and Kayla, and Christina, Johnny, Heidi, Julie, Rachel, Elizabeth, Anna, and Vinny. So One Night I Dreamed of Heaven.
When was the last time you thought about heaven? I mean, anything about heaven. Yesterday, last month, last year. Me? I think about it a lot. It scares me thinking about a time that'll never end. Everything has an end, doesn't it? Are you telling me that there will not be a time, trillions of years into the future, that I'll turn to the person sitting next to me at the banquet table and say, I'm bored? And Jesus is kind of scary too. He's just so powerful and awesome, and I'm just so insignificant. I can't believe he'd be interested in having me around heaven forever and ever. Besides, he probably won't even miss me if I'm not there. I'm also worried about what we're going to be doing the whole time. I know we're not going to be sitting on clouds playing harps. I got over that stereotype ages ago. But I'm just scared that there won't be the things that I enjoy down here up there. There are certain things I have to be happy, especially happy forever and ever. There has to be water skiing, because that's my favorite thing to do in the whole world, and ice skiing and sledding, What if there's no snow in heaven? What then? It's not like I can just get up and leave if there's no water skiing or snow. I wish God would have provided the things ahead of time of what will be there, and more importantly, what will not be there. You know, like those restaurants that post their menus outside so you know if you want to go in or not. Doesn't that seem more fair? Anyway, I'm getting really tired, so we'll have to talk about heaven some other time.
Hi, Sarah. Sorry to keep you waiting. I was just taking care of some last-minute details. I'm so excited you're finally here. You could never begin to imagine all the things we have in store for you throughout eternity.
Yeah, I'm really excited to be here too. I never thought I had a chance of making it to heaven, but somehow I squeaked by and here I am.
Well, what do you want to do first?
What kind of question is that? It's time to go see my mansion.
Well, I thought maybe you'd want to go and meet Jesus. That seems to be like the logical first thing to do in heaven.
Well, that's just it. If everyone just got here and everyone wants to see Jesus, I'm sure the seeing Jesus line is huge. I'd have to stand there for days, and you don't want to see me when I have to wait for anything. Besides, there'll be plenty of time to see Jesus later. It's not like he's going anywhere, right?
I guess not. I just assumed you'd be excited to meet Jesus.
Of course I am. But I'm also excited to see the other things that are for me, like my mansion. If you're supposed to be taking me on a tour, can't we do the things I want to do when I want to do them? Now let's get going, please.
Whatever you say, Sarah.
Wow, this is all mine? All these columns and pillars and rooms and this view. It's even better than I could have imagined.
It sure is, Sarah. It's been waiting for you for a long time. And now the time has finally arrived to go in and see it. Are you ready?
More than ready, come on. Excuse me, ma'am. I was wondering if I could make a tiny request. That is, if it wouldn't be too much of a bother.
Certainly. How can I help you?
Well, seeing as diamonds are so plentiful here in heaven, I was wondering if maybe I could have a couple more along the top of that big picture window. And while we're at it, if they could be a bit bigger, too.
Okay. Here we are, Sarah. The last stop on the tour of your house. It's just as God planned for you. Spacious, a great view of the river of life. Sarah, what are you looking for?
I know it must be around here somewhere. Surely God wouldn't leave out the most important aspect of my mansion. Just trying to figure out the clever place he hid such a large one.
A large what, Sarah?
A television, of course. I can't wait to have my friends over to watch that new reality show. I thought this was a reality show, but once I got on it, I realized all reality shows are fake. It's going to be the greatest party eternity has ever seen. I should plan what snacks we should have and what to have on our pizzas. That is the key. You want just the right mix of toppings while still pleasing those that are just plain cheese lovers.
Sarah.
And the guest list. Who to invite, who to shun, who to sit where. I wish my husband was here. He was always so much better at this than I was. Anyway, I have to make do. No, I should sit down. I'm getting tired just thinking about the awesomeness of this party and...
Sarah.
What?
There's no televisions in heaven. There will never be time to watch, so we don't have any here.
No televisions? You've got to be kidding me. What am I supposed to do without a television? What am I supposed to do for the next millions of years without a television?
Do? Sarah, you can never calculate all the things there are to do here. You can talk to God, go see the Garden of Eden, transport to other planets at the speed of thought, visit with famous Bible characters. What to do, Sarah? The possibilities are endless.
Yeah, well, why don't you add television in your endless possibilities? Sure, I plan to spend an hour each Sabbath morning doing those things, maybe even a little time Sabbath afternoon. What am I going to do on Saturday nights, and Monday nights, and Tuesday nights? After all, eternity is a long time, you know. I know all about those things, and honestly, most of them sound pretty boring. So maybe that transport to other planets thing but I'm talking about the end of the day, something to relax me before I go to bed. There is nothing better than a television to lull me into a good night's rest.
Sarah, there is no night here, and you'll never have time to sleep. That way you'll never run out of time to do the things you want to do. You'll have all day, every day, forever and ever. Isn't that wonderful news?
No televisions, no night, no sleep, eternity to do whatever, eternity that just goes on and on and on.
Sarah, you don't look so well. Maybe we should step out here into your backyard. A little bit of heavenly air might do you some good right now.
That was a close one.
What are you doing? What's wrong?
Do you realize who that is standing over there in her backyard?
Well, of course, that's your old friend April. Aren't you pleased you two will be neighbors throughout eternity?
Pleased? Pleased? I cannot imagine anyone I would less like living next to me throughout eternity. I spent my whole life trying to avoid April, only to get up here and she's my next door neighbor. What are you people trying to do, torture me?
Torture you? Sarah, that's the furthest thing from God's mind. He loves you and wants only what's best for you. What's wrong with April, though?
She doesn't look like me. She doesn't think like me. She doesn't belong to the right religion. I just assumed she'd be in a separate part of heaven. You know, away from the normal people, like me. Seeing her has been quite a shock. That's all.
Hey, neighbor.
Hey, April, how are you?
How am I? I'm in heaven, the most glorious place ever, with my best friend Jesus. How could I be any better?
It was just a friendly greeting, April. Don't get all excited.
Excited? You haven't seen me excited yet. Just wait until you see me walking down the streets with Jesus. That's excitement. You should have heard the story he was telling me.
I'm sure it was a good one, April. But I really don't have time for that right now. Kind of on a tight schedule.
Tight schedule? You have all of eternity. That's a good one. The reason I came over, besides to say hey to my neighbor, was to ask you a question. A few minutes ago, when I saw you and waved, it seemed like you were trying to pretend you didn't see me. But now I know it must be my imagination, because you wouldn't try to avoid your old friend April, now would you?
You said it, April. Your imagination must be in high gear up here. Why wouldn't I be thrilled to have you as my neighbor? The good times we'll have together will be great, I'm sure. But like I said, places to go and people to see. So those good times will have to wait until later. Bye, April.
Bye for now, En.
En?
Eternity neighbor.
If I'm going to have an eternity neighbor, why didn't I get to choose who it would be? April? I couldn't live next to her for 5 minutes. Isn't there a way to get her reassigned to another mansion?
Why don't I take you to go see God? You can ask him all your questions and make known all your complaints. Maybe he can clear some things up.
We can go see him anytime. Right now, I want to go see my other mansion, the one out in the country. By the way, how many hours a week do I have to spend thinking about religion?
Here we are at last.
Can you watch where you're going?
Oh, I am so sorry. I didn't mean to bump into you. I'm on my way to see Michelle and Abby at the Tree of Life. Do you want to come with me?
No, I most certainly do not. I'm on my way to see my fabulous country mansion. I don't have time to look at some goofy tree right now.
I don't think anything in heaven is goofy. Because God made everything here just right. I don't think he would appreciate you calling it goofy.
Yeah, whatever. Can you please go so we can continue making our way to my country mansion?
You seem very upset.
I am upset.
I don't think people should get upset in heaven.
Get away from me now!
Sarah, I can't believe you treated David like that. He was right. That's not the way people act in heaven.
I'm sorry, it's just kids get on my nerves. Isn't there a separate place of heaven for kids? It'd make life a whole lot more enjoyable for those of us who don't like children. And you did say God wanted to make us happy.
Sarah, is that you?
Emily, why are you so surprised to see me here? Anyway, am I glad I ran into you? Let's just say things aren't working quite like I expected them to, so I'm really looking for some good news.
How can I help?
Well, I don't know if you I just need you to point me in the direction of the nearest movie theater. I don't know if you realize they don't have televisions, but they don't, which makes it all the more urgent that they have movies. Don't disappoint me, Emily. Where are they?
Oh, Sarah, I can't see why things aren't working out for you. I mean, you just expected heaven to be an extension of life on earth. The same exact people doing the same exact things, just doing them forever. Sarah, there are no movies here. There is no need for movies. Most of them are fiction, unreality. We have the whole universe full of the greatest realities. They're there for us to explore over and over again. Movies wouldn't fit into God's plan. Do you understand?
Oh, yes. I'm beginning to understand very clearly that I'm going to be miserable here. Obviously, God wasn't paying attention to my life at all back on earth, or he would have taken notes on the things I enjoyed and actually have had some of them up here. What am I going to do now, Emily?
You would probably want to talk to him. He will explain it to you all just perfectly.
You're starting to sound like her. Right now, I'm on my way to see my other mansion. If we ever get there, then I'll have to go talk to God about all this. I can't even remember the things that aren't right. Hey, do you have those written in that little notebook thingy of yours?
Yes, I have them all right here.
Good. Now, Emily? Where'd she go?
Oh, I think she's over there talking to Noah. Should I call her back over?
I think you know the answer to that question. Aren't you forgetting we're on our way to see my country mansion? Can we just fly there so I don't have to keep running into people that will take up my precious time? Julie, is that you?
Sarah?
Why is everybody so surprised to see me here?
Well, you know, some of the things you were doing. Well, you made it. I'm really glad to see you here. It just goes to show that God can do miraculous things.
Am I glad I ran into you? I've been looking around for a concert schedule, but I can't seem to find one. I thought I'd miss out on those awesome concerts, like the ones we used to go to together. But now you're here, and now you can fill me in. When's the first concert and who's playing?
You mean those concerts we used to go to before we realized how bad that music was for us?
Yeah? I mean, I know what those groups said and did weren't exactly good, but everyone makes mistakes. Their lyrics may have been pretty bad, but the music was awesome.
I'm sorry, Sarah, but none of those people are here.
I know they're not here, else I'd be able to see them. I'm asking where or when they'll be performing.
No, Sarah. They're not in heaven. They didn't make it. Everything they did, said, and represented went against everything Jesus is about.
None of them made it? I just assumed God would bring the groups that I liked up in heaven for me to enjoy forever. Now what am I going to listen to? Are you sure about this?
Yes, Sarah. Those people chose the wrong path and led a lot of people astray with their music. I'm sorry to have to be the one to break this to you. I'll see you around, maybe at one of those heavenly concerts.
Yeah, whatever. Is what Julie said really true?
I'm afraid so. Should I add that to your list of complaints?
No, we'll let that one slide. I can't complain about everything or else it'll seem like I'm unhappy or unsatisfied. Can we please just get going? All these interruptions are getting tiresome.
Okay, here we are at last, your country mansion. Let me give you a tour.
Sarah!
Mom, what are you doing here?
Isn't that any way to greet your mother? Come give me a hug. It's like God knew exactly who I wanted to be next. My little sugar dumpling.
Yeah, I couldn't think of anything better. It's gonna be great, Mom. You and me and you, through the endless ages of eternity. Wow, would you look at that? I gotta get going. Have things to do back in my real mansion. Don't want to keep you from whatever you're doing.
You just got here. Please don't rush off so soon.
Sorry, place to go, people to see. Plus, I have a very urgent meeting with Jesus to discuss some things that seem to be missing.
Oh, you're going to meet Jesus? Why don't I come with you?
No. That most certainly will not be necessary. You stay here. I'll be back. Probably.
Okay.
My mother. I thought April was bad. I can't have my mother for a neighbor. I just can't.
Why not? Don't you love your mother?
Well, yeah, but I don't want to hang out with her. I'm sure my friends don't want to either. You just get in the way of my fun. You know what? Add that to the list. In fact, put it at the top and circle it so God knows it's the first thing that needs to be fixed. My mom's worse than April. No television, no night, boring talks with boring people through the boring Garden of Eden. Boring, boring, boring.
But Sarah, God has planned so many things that are better than what you're asking for. He loves you and wants only what's best for you. Don't trade all of those for the things that you clung to on earth.
I don't want to hear it. If I have to have the things that I don't want and can't have the things that I do want, I don't want to be here. In fact, I'm leaving.
Sarah.
I'll try to accept these things. I can change, just give me time.
Sarah, you will not be fine, and you will not change. You've shown what your priorities are, and they will never match the things that God has planned for you. That's what your life on earth was all about, change. Every decision, every path that you made either changed you for better or worse. And now it's too late. I'm sorry, Sarah, but you'll be miserable throughout eternity if we forced you to be here. But we'll all really miss you. Myself, your friends and family, but most of all, God. He's loved you with an everlasting love, and he'll continue to love and miss you forever. Goodbye, Sarah.
I'm here. I'm really here. Heaven, the place I've dreamed of and longed for my entire life. I'm so excited I could cry. Although technically you're not supposed to cry in heaven, but I just can't help myself. I'm here. I'm really here. Away from all the pain and suffering and sickness and death. And I promise to try not to think about those things anymore and instead concentrate on all the wonderful things and people I get to see me with and see forever and ever. I'm sorry. I'm just really excited.
There's certainly no need to apologize, Jane. I'm excited that you're so excited, and I'm excited that you're finally here. You can never begin to imagine all the things that we have planned for you throughout eternity.
I can't believe it. I mean, I never actually thought that I would make it. But with God's constant help and guidance, I'm here.
All right, so what do you want to do first? We could take a look at your mansion. We could go visit your new neighbors.
Well, I'm sure those things are perfect and amazing, but we'll have plenty of time to do them later, right?
All of eternity. How about a walk through the Garden of Eden? Or maybe even a talk with your favorite Bible character.
Well, those things sound amazing, and I really, really can't wait to do them, but...
Jane, is something wrong?
No. Everything's perfect. Trust me. It's amazing. I could never have imagined, but it's just, I guess the first thing I really wanted to do was meet Jesus. Do you think we could do that before anything else?
Why, of course, Jane. Well, it's just that sometimes people want to see what heaven is like before they see Jesus because they want to know if it's to their liking or not. Oh, look at that! Jesus, this is...
There is no need to introduce us. We've known each other for years.
You would never believe the dream I just had. All that talk about heaven went straight to my head. I'm so glad you weren't able to see me because I was acting just awful. I was whiny, I was rude, I was mean, and I was just going on and on and on and, well, you get the picture. You want to know the worst part? I'm almost too ashamed to tell you. I got kicked out of heaven. I know that doesn't happen for real, because someone acting like me wouldn't be in heaven to get kicked out, but in my dream, it was real. And you want to know why I got kicked out of heaven? Because I thought it was all about me. I thought it was my own personal playground filled with all the most wonderful things I could imagine for me to enjoy forever. Now I realize what heaven's really about. Jesus and me, and everyone, as the best friends you can imagine. I'll never forget his face of disappointment that flashed through my dream as I rejected the very things he had prepared for me. I could tell he really would miss me. Will there be some awesome things in heaven? You better believe it. Will we be disappointed by anything that is there or is not there? Not a chance. It'll be perfect. Perfect for you, perfect for me, perfect for everyone who's accepted Jesus' love. So the next time you talk about heaven, think about heaven, or dream about heaven, maybe about all the great things that there are going to be there. And most importantly, may it be about Jesus. Well, it's time for me to go back to bed. And if I dream about heaven again, I hope it will be better than my last dream. Anyway, good night, God bless, and don't forget to turn off the light because...
Now we're going to have our first special music of the evening, and Julie is going to be singing in the language of heaven, Espanol.
Feliz sábado otra vez, para la honra y la gloria de Dios. Que mi huella dejaré y que no serán mis pies los que me guíen. Aprendí del tiempo que no lo puedo tener, que lo pienso ya se fue sin que lo mire. Y más que perderlo quiero tiempo son mis horas, tuyo es todo lo que ves, imperfecto tal cual es, pero te sigo. Tuyas son mis fuerzas, tómame como a Caleb, y en la guerra cúbreme, escudo mío. Tu llamado es claro y es hermosa tu voz. Mi Señor, te entrego todo mi corazón. Voy donde Amen.
Thank you, Julie. So it's nice to have drama people that can also sing. Very nice. So that's why you get special musics along with the skits. It's a bonus tonight. So skit number 2 is one of my favorite skits. If you've ever seen Skit Guys, they do a great job of this. But I'd say our guys do a pretty good job also. So ultimately, it's all about Jesus. Ultimately, it's all about him coming down here and willing to trade himself for us, basically. That's what he did. He is perfect, and we are far from it. But because of him, we all have the opportunity to have eternal life. And all of that boils down to grace, which is the name of this skit. So this is Caleb and Amal, and the director is Aaron. So Grace.
Grace is God's unmerited favor for us, his crazy love. And you know, sometimes we have trouble understanding it. But don't beat yourself up. Even the disciples struggle to understand grace.
Jesus, Jesus, is that really you? You're alive. I can't believe you're alive. Okay, so I was out fishing in the boat, but I wasn't catching any fish until I heard this voice telling me to cast my net to the other side. And so I'm thinking, I'm a fisherman. I know what I'm doing, but I'm not catching any fish. So I cast my net to the other side, and next thing I know, a whole gaggle of fish just jump into the net. And I'm going, this is a total miracle. Who could have done this? And I look to the shore, and there's you going, it is I, the Lord. And you're alive. I can't believe you're alive.
Yeah.
Andrew, get out the boat. Come on, Andrew, it's him.
Peter.
Yeah?
Do you love me?
Yes, I love you. I love you. You're alive. This is so great.
Then feed my sheep.
Andrew, come on. This is serious.
Peter.
Yeah?
Do you love me?
Yes, I love you. And I'm so sorry about that rooster clucking. I had no idea what that meant before, but I do now, and I'm better for it, all right?
Good. Then feed my sheep.
Feed your sheep? I didn't even know you had livestock. But that's so like you. Something new about you all the time.
Peter.
Yeah?
Do you remember the morning the ladies went down to the tomb?
Yeah. We were all in the upper room deciding what to do next because we thought you were dead. And you were dead, you know? And we were all just trying to figure it out. Until Mary runs up yelling, "Beehive, beehive!" And I'm going, keep the bees away, I'm allergic. But then she's getting closer and I'm hearing, "He's alive, he's alive!" And we're going, "Who's alive, who's alive?" And she tells us how she went down to the tomb and the tomb was empty and inside was an angel that said, "Go tell the disciples and Peter that everything is okay. He is risen." And so me and John, we hightail it down there. And if John says he beats me, he's lying, FYI. Me and John, we hightail it down there, and we find the tomb is empty. And John is so good with words. He should write a book. John says, "Don't you get this, Peter? This is everything he said he's going to do. And you did it. And it's done. This is so great."
Wait. The angel said what?
Go tell the disciples. Go tell the disciples and Peter. You said my name. Why did you say my name?
Peter. That's grace.
No. Because that night, people kept coming up to me. People kept asking me if I belong to you. and I denied you left and right. Okay, no. It's gonna take me my whole life to make up for it. What I did was so unforgivable.
No, no. What I did on the cross was make what was unforgivable and make it forgivable. That's grace. It's not about you. It's about me. That's grace, Peter.
So, special music number 2 in another language, Portuguese. We have Milena and Casey. I'm still struggling with her name. I'm sorry. She just arrived a couple weeks ago. So I'll get it. So they're going to be singing. They're from Brazil, and they're going to be singing in Portuguese.
Hi, I'm Kezia.
I'm Milena.
Eu sei que nunca me deixou. Eu sei que sempre esteve aqui comigo, livrando o meu coração do que não é seu. E eu sei que todas as noites tu vens pra acalmar a minha mente e pondo no meu coração que eu sou teu. Chururu, chururu. Ei, pai, olhando pra você me lembrou bem das noites que passei, que lutei aqui, estando só sozinha sem ninguém por perto. E eu, mesmo tão sozinho, não desanimei, pois sabia que cuidaria de mim mesmo sem eu merecer. Me daria sua mão. Chururu, chururu. Eu sei que nunca me deixou. Eu sei que sempre esteve aqui comigo, dando o meu coração do que não é seu. E eu sei que todas as noites tu vens pra acalmar a minha mente, pondo no meu coração que eu sou teu. Sei que nunca me deixou. Eu sei que sempre esteve aqui comigo, livrando o meu coração que eu sou teu. E eu sei que todas as noites tu vens pra acalmar a minha mente e pondo no meu coração que eu sou teu. E tu és meu, tu és meu. Eu sei que nunca me deixou. Eu sei que sempre esteve aqui comigo, livrando o meu coração do que não é seu. E eu sei que todas as noites tu vens pra acalmar a minha mente, pondo no meu coração que eu sou teu. Chururu, chururu.
Thank you, ladies. Skit number 3. Yes, we definitely need to be doing good things for Jesus. But sometimes we make it a competition and what we can do better for Jesus than others. And scarily, Matthew 25 tells us there's going to be people at the end that are going to come up to Jesus and start down their list of all the things that they did for him. And he says, I don't even know who you are. And so this next skit, I think very poignantly shows that we need to be doing things for Jesus, with Jesus telling us what to do, and certainly not trying to laud it over others, the things that we've done better than them. So this skit is called Wash My Feet, and it is Acacia and Caleb and Anne and Aaron, and the director is Kayla.
I like your glasses.
Oh, thanks.
Well, just to let you know, I have 20/20 vision, so I don't really need glasses. These are just for show.
Oh. Well, I used to have 20/20 vision until I caught an eye disease while on the mission field. So, glasses, they're totally worth it.
Wow.
Where did you do mission work?
Oh, I spent an entire week in Africa.
Oh, well. I spent an entire year in Africa. It's amazing how well I get to know Jesus when you're there for that long.
Wait, hold on. Sorry. Where exactly did you do work in Africa? Oh, no, I'm just asking because I rescue orphans from there all the time.
Orphans?
Yeah.
I wonder if you rescue them from the orphanages I build there.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, of course, of course. You wouldn't know they're mine. I don't write my names on the buildings or anything. I prefer to remain anonymous.
How humble.
Oh, well, I prefer to remain anonymous too. But when you do so much for Jesus, like I do, you just can't help but be known. Listen, I have built so many churches and hospitals because I care about the body and the soul.
Oh, please, I don't need a church to save souls. I just preach from the side of the mountains like Jesus.
Well, if you'd get off the side of that mountain that you preach on so much, you'd know what people really need, like I do.
Like you know what people really need.
Yes, I do.
Me and Jesus? We're tight.
Look, you guys wouldn't know Jesus even if he came up to you with a sign that said, I am Jesus.
Are you kidding me? I've brought more people to Jesus than Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Are you guys kidding me? He wouldn't even have a ministry. Jesus, hello. What are you doing?
Do you love me? Do you really love me? Then follow me.
Then our last special music for the night I know it'll be in a different language than the first two, but I don't know which one it will be because Anne speaks a lot of languages. So we'll all be surprised. So Anne will give us our special music now.
You hear me when I call. You are my morning sun. The darkness fills the night. It cannot hide the light. Whom shall I fear? You crush the enemy underneath my feet. You are my soul until the troubles linger still. Whom shall I feel? I know who goes before me. I know who stands behind. The God of angel armies is always by my side. The one who reigns forever. He is the friend of mine. The God of angel armies is always by my side. My strength is in your name, for you alone can save. You will deliver me. Yours is the victory. Whom shall I fear? Whom shall I fear? I know who goes before me. I know who stands behind. The God of angel armies is always by my side. The one who reigns forever. He is a friend of mine. The God of angel armies is always by my side. And nothing formed against me shall stand. You hold the whole world in your hands. I'm holding on to your promises. You are faithful. You are faithful. You are faithful. You hold the whole world in your hands. I'm holding on to your promises. You are faithful. You are faithful. You are faithful. I know who goes before me. I know who stands behind. The God of angel armies, He's always by my side. The one who reigns forever. He is a friend of mine. The God of angel armies, He's always by my side. I know who goes before me. I know who stands behind. The God of angel armies, He's always by my side. The one who reigns forever. He is a friend of mine. The God of angel armies, He's always by my side. The God of angel armies is always by my side.
Thank you, Anne. So our last skit for tonight Some of my favorite words to hear as a drama director is one of my students coming up and saying, "Mr. Dunham, I put together a skit." I'm like, yes, excellent. So a few years ago, his name was Alex, and he came to me with this skit, and it's one of those ones nobody has to memorize any lines, which kids like, and it's done to music, which is always cool. And so this skit has quite a few people in it. I'll tell you who they are. Is Caleb and Amal and Aaron, Johnny and Julie, and Tiana and Muhiri and Eli and Jordan and Kesia and Melena, and the skit is called and the director is Ashion, and the skit is called Creation and the Fall of Man.
All right, were you blessed? All right, you know, we actually, just yesterday and today, we visited over 4 different schools. And one of the things I asked the little children at the end is, what lessons could you glean from what you saw today? You guys are adults. I don't think I have to ask you that. But I hope that you were able to find, if it's even a small little lesson, that you can apply that in your lives, and also that you can teach this to your children. Lessons of humility, lessons of contentment, lessons of grace, lessons of love, and lessons of the power and might of God. All right, and as we come down to a close of today's program, just again, we are Union Springs Academy, and we are actually here going and touring across all of Ohio simply to be able to evangelize and promote Adventist education. We firmly believe that Adventist education is the greatest form of education in the 21st century, and it is truly an honor, and a privilege for God to be able to choose the Seventh-day Adventist Church to be able to carry out this last, 3 angels message. And the beautiful thing is that He is looking for young men and women to be able to carry out this message. And this is where we train our children in the Lord, so that they can be ready as they go out into the world. And so if you have any children of yourselves that are in the grades of 9 to 12, and they may not be in a school that you enjoy sending them to because they may not teach their children about God, we have an opportunity for you to experience God firsthand, and that they can be trained in the Lord. And that's the reason why I do what I do, because I attended Adventist education my entire life, and it truly has been a blessing, and it has changed my life. And so I hope that all of you are able to see that God truly is still working with our children. And these young souls that you see here will be the next generation of church leaders in the future. And so I hope that you will continue to pray for them as we pray for you. And if you have any questions about our school, if you have anyone that you may think of that may be interested in our school, you can speak with me in the back. But besides that, let us bow our heads for prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you, Lord, for this Sabbath, the greatest day of the week where we can truly rest in your presence. And I pray, Lord, that you simply will be with us in these hours, and that you can teach us a new lesson this week, that we can simply rely upon you even more than the week before. I pray, Lord, that you'll be with First Cleveland SDA, and that you will bless them, that you will also continue to allow for them to grow in their members, and that they will be able to reach out into the communities and be a blessing to them. I pray, Lord, that you will also preserve and protect their children in this church, that they will continue following in the footsteps of you, Jesus Christ, that they will not depart, Lord, from the faith. And I just pray, Lord, that you'll be with our pastor and the elders and the deacons and the deaconesses and all the individuals that play a part in the edifying of this church, that you will continue to bless them for their labors and reward them greatly for what they do on this earth for your kingdom. In Jesus' name, amen. Be blessed and enjoy the rest of the Sabbath. Pastor, if you want to say anything.
Thank you. Happy Sabbath. Feliz sábado, pues. Feliz sábado. ¿Cuánto estamos contentos de estos jóvenes, mis hermanos? Miren para allá. Miren, look around. How many? ¿Cuántos estamos contentos? Óigame, qué bueno que han venido por acá. It's good to have you here. It has been a privilege. Congrats for all of you. Creo que ha sido una noche muy buena, linda, diferente, y estamos contentos de que hayan venido acá a Ohio. ¿Entendieron, verdad, lo que dije? ¿Sí? ¿Sí? Ok. Ellas sí entendieron bien. Creo que... ven, tradúceme algo. Sí, porfa. Gracias. Creo, jóvenes, que lo que ha pasado esta noche ha sido muy especial.
So, dear youth, what had just happened tonight has been very special.
Creo que estar en una academia adventista es un gran privilegio.
I think that being in an Adventist academy has been a very good privilege.
Y lo que están haciendo ustedes al venir acá motivando a todas las iglesias y las escuelas es algo muy, muy, muy bueno.
And what you guys are doing, motivating other people to come to the school and to attend Adventist education, has been very good.
Sigan adelante. Gracias, hermano. Sigan adelante, jóvenes. Están haciéndolo muy, muy, muy bien. Realmente que nos motivan a nosotros. Hay muchos padres acá que también pueden colocar a sus hijos en la educación adventista. Y para mí, lo mejor, y padres, la mejor herencia que un padre le puede dar a su hijo es colocarlo en una escuela, un colegio adventista.
No, voy a traer porque son como para los padres, pero también quiere que lo diga, ¿verdad?
Ok. Sí, está bien. Sí.
So he's been saying that there's a lot of parents here that also have children that like could attend this school. So you guys are doing such a great job, and that all the parents that you guys could send your students here because we were trying to motivate like the school. So.
Maestros, también gracias por dedicar tiempo para con los alumnos y prepararlos para la eternidad.
Teachers, thank you for motivating the children to Adventist education and doing all of this for them. It's really good.
Yeah. Y la iglesia ha preparado una cena para cada uno de ustedes, así que les esperamos en el basement.
So they have prepared a dinner, a supper for us, so they're just going to be waiting downstairs in the basement for us to go join them.
Y feliz sábado.
Happy Sabbath.
Okay.